interesting. Yeah.
Hello and welcome. Hello, Krista. We are having. We were just chatting about the lawsuit, the Meta and
Google.
YouTube. So lawsuit for $6 million. So we're going to kick off by talking about that because Rhonda has had a lot of experience in working with addiction. So welcome, Debbie Sue. And I think Alison, yours might be coming up a few times. Have you got any other?
Oh my gosh!
Have you got other tabs open? I won't fix on exactly. Hello, Jennifer. Yeah, I think it's if you've got other tabs on, then it comes up a few times in the comments.
No, I took tabs off.
Hello, Mike. All right, we're just trying to figure out if Alison can somehow just.
I took the only thing open is StreamYard right now.
Okay. All right. So welcome. We're good, Jennifer. How are you? We are starting to talk about the lawsuit, the Facebook and YouTube $6 million lawsuit. So who wants to refresh us? Rhonda, you were saying that you've really read up on it.
Yeah, so I went in and read up on it. And the ruling was that Facebook and YouTube are intentionally designed to be addictive through infinite scrolling, autoplay, and the algorithm recommendations.
Right.
And then they ruled that the jury concluded companies were negligent in product design. They knew potential harm, especially to kids, and they failed to warn. Also, internal discussions were done about internal discussions about addictiveness and awareness of mental health risk. And so they also ruled harms of anxiety, depression, body image issues, and compulsive usage, loss of control. Those were the rulings that made them decide, for the person that did the suit.
Was it a young person? Was it?
Yes, younger. Claims she was 6, 7. She started watching social media and she'd become addicted, and that's what it had caused was anxiety, depression, body image issues, and compulsive uses.
Right. And so are they appealing? That's what's happened? So
yeah, they have appealed.
Yeah.
Both parties have appealed the rulings.
Yeah. So what are people's thoughts on that? Yeah, that's right, Krista. Yeah, it opens the doors to millions of others suing. There's already cases in court now.
Oh, let me see. What did it say? I thought I wrote it down. How many other suits? Thousands. It said thousands of suits had started coming in. So I forgot where I wrote that down. Anyway, there's more to follow.
Yeah. I mean, what do people think about that?
I don't know where they draw the line. I mean, French fries are not a fat-free, cholesterol-free food, and people get health problems from food choices, and no one's making them eat it other than a parent that's giving it to the child. And I would imagine that the highest consuming children of these kinds of shorts they're talking about are the ones with the least family interactions, the ones that don't sit at the kitchen table and do homework and talk with their parents and have meals together often. It's rush through a drive-through, rush the kids in, do this, do that, rush them back to practices and games. And it's running here and there and just shoving a meal in front of them. And it's a bigger problem than what they're watching. That's what they resort to for entertainment.
Yeah.
I mean, anything you put in front of somebody that they consume, whether it's a beer or it's a French fry or it's cigarettes or whatever it is, they run the risk of becoming addicted to it if they overuse it. And a child has no choice. They don't realize what's happening to them. They don't say, oh, I spent 6 hours yesterday. I need to cut it back to 1. Someone needs to guide them.
Yeah. Just Krista saying, finding Meta and YouTube liable for addictive, harmful features, over 1,600 lawsuits are pending against them and other social platforms. I know. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, unfortunately, like there are the stories about people, unfortunately, like, you've seen the stories about people getting addicted to Coca-Cola. Things that are sweet and that give us a bit of a lift or whatever. But some people have died from overconsumption of Coca-Cola, because they drank X amount of liters a day. But, is the company liable? I don't think so.
Well, people have died from drinking too much water as well. They flush their systems out of all the electrolytes. And I mean, where do you draw the line on responsibility comes from the people that are guiding the young ones and the adults for themselves.
Yeah.
I know one of my daughters with the youngest baby realized, she's just like, man, she just learned to sit up, and she goes, she saw that TV and she just started gazing at it. So we don't keep it on right now. She's not going to be an anti, she knows you're going to use screens, but she's like, she was so mesmerized. I don't even want to give it the fuel.
Right.
Well,
TV,
how many people
video
have seen?
games.
Right.
What about in restaurants when you see a family of 4 walk in, and before the servers come around to get the drink order, the kids are watching something independently on their tablets?
Oh, we sat and watched the entire family all on their own devices.
Yeah. So, I mean, that, it's everywhere all the time. I don't think it's necessary to take a tablet with you to eat dinner.
Well, the thing about addiction is everything you can get addicted to stimulates dopamines. And dopamines are the neurotransmitter in your brain that stimulate pleasure. And so caffeine, nicotine, watching TV, exercise.
Shopping for antiques.
Shopping. Gambling, alcohol, drugs, sex, food, fixing other people, streaming, social media. Even AI is designed to stimulate dopamine, because that's the reason, because I did some research about that, because, I talked about AI being a people pleaser, and they do that because it stimulates dopamine and you want more. And so all of these but everything, commercials, if you think about it, it's all designed because, they know that, engineered to exploit human psychology.
Yeah.
That is a true physical component to all of these. And that's the reason it has the component for addiction.
Yeah.
And of course, certain personalities.
Yeah, some people have the addictive personality.
People are genetically predisposed to have more of addictive personalities. And it comes out in, all of these ways that you can get addicted to. Because I know I worked in addiction field for 25 years, and we were drug and alcohol, but we always, part of the the treatment plan when they were being released. My dog is not happy, but we always went through dual addictions. You may stay
Yeah.
off drugs and alcohol, but are you going to start,
Well,
the
that's
the first 6 months of new relationships is very addictive. And people can go from one relationship to another because of that real intense high that happens when you first fall in love, per se.
well, when I was working with the weight loss patients, that was our thing is transfer addiction. You get, you give up food and you don't know how to deal with life's problems.
Right.
What are you going to do when somebody throws you a curveball? Well, okay, pick up smoking. I have a friend who almost lost her house to gambling and two that became alcoholics. And it's like, if you have the personality, you have to understand that.
So am I going to sue the Folgers Coffee Company because I'm addicted to coffee, the caffeine? Or am I going to sue McDonald's because I've gone through there, 1,000 times and now I'm fat?
Right.
Well, some people are.
Mm.
We've seen all those laws,
And that's,
haven't we, over the
Yeah.
years, yeah.
But where does accountability come in? This is the argument of split, how people see this. Because platforms are engineered to exploit human psychology, kids don't have the ability to self-regulate, and companies should be held accountable versus, where's the responsibility from individuals and parents? And so that's
Well, and on the other hand, nobody wants to be controlled. They don't want to be told what to do. They want to make their own choices. And then these are the choices they make. And then they turn around and get sue happy because they're not happy with the choices they made because no one was telling them what to do or not do.
and like I was talking before we went live, one of the things we learn about addiction is if a drug has a short half-life, which means how long does it take for half of the drug to get out of your system? And so the shorter that is, the higher stimulation of dopamine. And so, I know that the shorts probably stimulate dopamine production more. And so, and then the long form content would not do that as much, but it's the when it's over and the next one comes up and it's like, ooh, I gotta watch that one, and then you get another hit. So, and if it's shorts, that's shorter, so you're getting more of a quick stimulation. And so, what I think was really got me, Rob did the second video about, are we part of the problem? And, I had to look at that because, YouTube's done a shift to where they're really into shorts. And so as a creator, I started doing shorts. And, it's like, okay, where's my responsibility? And, it's a controversy of mass controversy. And then how's that going to affect us as creators?
Yeah, I saw that, of course, Rob did that follow-up video, didn't he? Saying, am I part of the problem? Yeah, I watched that and I just thought, well, no, because, whether you've got a job, making burgers at McDonald's, or you're working in the Coke factory, or you're making, gambling machines, or making anything, as you say, that gives people a dopamine hit, rewards their pleasure centers or whatever it's called. But it's like, no, we just have to try and manage our lives, don't we?
Yep.
I can't see Facebook and YouTube paying out any money. They've got pretty deep pockets.
No.
This might take years, but like, I'm just shocked it even has got this far.
Well, I know that I'm on that fine line too, because I don't like to watch. I used to watch my crafting videos that were an hour plus, because they were doing a craft. And now if I see a video as an hour, I'm like, oh, hell no. So I end up, so I really been trying to keep my own content at like 20 minutes because people don't want to sit there that long.
I like an hour-long crafting because I'll just listen to it while I'm painting or I'm doing something else. I don't necessarily, because they usually talk about what they're doing and I can glance over at it, but it's like, it's just company. It's
Right.
there's nobody else that wants to paint with me here at the house. So I'll listen to somebody else putting together a scrapbook and
Right.
I'll do something else. But the hour means that I have plenty of time to do it.
Right.
Yep. So Bobby's saying there are parents parenting 6-year-olds. It'll set a precedent, though, I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, people are regulating their habits, and I don't know, is this just like everything else where we're just, parents are just trying to bring up their kids the best way they know how, do some good role modeling, and and some
I think
people,
that's where it starts as role modeling. I mean, ultimately, if a kid sees you always doing something different and not paying attention to them, they're going to be wondering what you're doing. Oh, I'm going to go do that too.
And do you know what else too? Isn't it like make sure that you are role modeling? Because at some point, your kids might accept that when they're 3 and 4 and 5 years old, like you might sit there with a phone at the table, telling them not to have their tablet at the table or anything like that. But then one day, like if that's how you're parenting, and then one day that kid's going to say, well, you're doing it. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of role modeling too, isn't it? Because the other thing too is I reckon these days, so many parents, I see it in the local schools, and when my kids were still in high school, so many parents thought it was the school's job to teach kids to swim, to teach kids to drive. You know what I mean? This should be part of ever expanding curriculum, because, we probably had a lot more just basic, and now, kids are going to Europe and they're going to the USA, you know what I mean? On these learning exchange trips. Like I just got to go camping over the hill, maybe, like 50 kilometers away when I was a kid. That's what we used to do for school trips. So, like the curriculum, it's great. There's drama and there's all the arts and everything. But when some parents are expecting, teach my kid to drive, teach my kid to swim, teach my kid not to be a bully, teach all the kids not to be bullies. Okay, sure,
I was frustrated when our school went to, from the 3rd grade on, got assigned an iPad for the rest of the time that they were in the district. And I was frustrated because I wasn't buying an iPad for my kids. And yes, there was limited things they could put on it, but they still could mess around on it. And so the school gave it to them. And I'm like, now I'm stuck getting Apple products because my kid has to use, it just goes on and on and on, the cycle.
Yeah, it does. Speaking of length of videos and things, I did notice, Jennifer, you've released an hour-long video for decluttering. And
ooh, I gotta watch that one.
Yeah, it's the body doubling thing, right? Like, okay, it's like if you go to the gym together with someone else, you're like, let's go to the gym together. But it's like, okay, I'm in the mood for decluttering. I'm going to watch this video. I'm going to do an hour of decluttering. That's good. That's good, Jennifer. How is that going? I think you've only had that out for a couple of days. Is it maybe? How's it going? Oh, Bobby has started rebounding again. Good. LTC Quilter. An hour-long video that's high quality keeps my attention because the distracting things that make a subpar video aren't present. Yeah, as you say, if it's a good one. What is your name? Who do you know, LTC Quilter? And thank you for joining us. Tell us your name.
How did you stumble upon us?
So, Mike, I've been trying to keep my
Pam.
videos.
Oh, her name is Pam.
Oh, nice. I notice most people drop off after 10. You know what, Mike? You are doing blimmin' well on your videos. Like, that is really good retention. If you've got, like, you know, you're holding people for 10 minutes. Because I think I've only probably got 2 or 3 minutes or something like that, maybe sometimes 4 or 5. I also put that down to maybe some people are just playing on higher speed as well. I do think about that. Right, talking about the fuzzy line with parenting and responsibility. It's hard to parent. My kids often told me they were taking me to court for not allowing them. Yeah, I know, blooming kids. Jennifer, I personally love long videos of my favorite creators, the lives, for examples. Yeah, I love a good long video. But most people don't do them, do they?
Maybe not for an hour.
No.
Not unless you have something scheduled. I'll hop on and do a live, and they usually are 15 to 20, 25 minutes. But back about the longer videos again, I think it's the difference too if you know that person, like you've had a conversation or an email with them, or you've watched a lot of their content where you kind of know something about them. It's just getting to know them a little bit better. And I don't know that that's really dopamine. I just think it's I don't know what the word is, but you get to know someone better. It's a friendship. What's that?
It's a connection.
Yeah, you know it's a real person. It's not just somebody that is super famous that's just doesn't really have any interaction with the people that watch them.
Yeah, I watched a nice live from Sheila from Laugh Lines and Life Lessons yesterday. Do you guys watch her?
No, I haven't watched her in a while.
Got it. Yeah, but she's the one who had her. Was it her channel stolen, or was it her whole Google account for a while hijacked?
I think it might have been all of it.
Yeah, exactly. Because she couldn't
her whole, everything that was attached to YouTube, or email, everything.
Yeah, that was a very nice live. Rosani, there's a difference between obsessions and addictions. Creators, viewers, and yes, algorithms all needs to be taken within the right context, such as in Rob's being monetized. Yeah, exactly. Mike, it's hard to keep people's attention. Exactly. There's Bobby. Been thinking about body doubling. How much did it help me to have someone there in the background when I was doing things? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, body doubling. That's the lingo, Bobby. Oh, here we go. Double the speed. Playing videos on 2 times speed's a bad habit. I quit doing it because I noticed it decreased my ability to be patient.
Yeah,
Do you know what?
I've done the 4 times the speed.
You have?
Yes.
That's because you are a crazy YouTuber, Allison.
No, I've done it because I wanted to see most of it through. No, I wanted to see like a big portion of it, and I want to hit the fast forward because you could miss the clip. Like, you can miss a part. And I always want to give everybody that I'm watching, unless it's really bad, I want to give them their watch time. They don't get the hours, but they do get the algorithm saying that somebody watched it all the way through.
Right.
Yep. How do you get 4 times? Because I think you can get 2 times if you're on the Premiere or whatever you call it.
I have YouTube Premiere I pay for.
Oh, so then that lets you go to 4 times.
Yeah, I don't have commercials.
Yeah. I literally find someone has to be talking quite slowly for me to be able to handle like 2 times. But you know what? It does. I don't know. Like, it's a little bit stressful. I do find it. Like, if I don't know. I can't do. I'll often listen to YouTube guru type people on like maybe 1.25 or 1.5, but it's kind of a little bit stressful, isn't it? Like, it speeds up your brain or something. I don't know. How do you guys find it? Like, do you like listening to videos on faster? Are you used to it? Like,
No.
I
what's your
don't process things.
No.
I don't cognitively process things because of the Parkinson's. So I can't do that often. Like I said, I'm usually doing it for a purpose of not
Yeah.
wanting to miss. Like if Evie's showing a certain new technique for watercolors, I might know the painting she's doing, but I want to know what she bought to do it. So I'm looking for that. I mean, that's an example, Evie. Sorry.
Oh,
Yep.
that's fine.
Retired Red saying that she's enjoying your antique hauls, Alison.
Oh, thank you.
I like them too.
Hi, Lala.
It depends what the topic is. Exactly right. But like, yeah, it's a real like an information. Like, oh, I'm just going to listen. But then, I don't know. I mean, one of the interesting things I even said to my husband today, because he is constantly listening, like with one ear pod, constantly listening to podcasts all the time he's at work, goes to bed listening to podcasts. And I'll say to him sometimes, what are you listening to? And it'll be some space thing or some deep AI like fight out, that people are. I'm like, that's not good for your sleep to be listening to that while you're going to sleep. But I did say to him today, I said, I was in the shower and I had this thought or whatever, but it made me think to myself that this is why it's important that I have times of not listening to things, because that's the only time, you know what I mean, that things can occur
Okay,
to
whose
me.
dog is whining?
Mine.
Those, Rhonda.
You're so calm, and it's like, where's that coming from?
I don't know what's the matter with him. He's right here.
So
He's not
Okay.
happy. He is not happy.
Does he get like that when you make videos or when you go on lives, or is it just any time?
No, just certain times.
Did you feed him today, Rhonda?
Yeah.
Have you fed him?
Yep. He ate just a while ago, and that he may need to go outside.
Oh,
Abby, I haven't seen your bird lately.
she was in my my live today.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
'Cause I thought
springtime.
she'd be on you when you're painting.
She is sometimes. It's springtime and she's a little finicky right now. She's feeling her hormones.
Does she
Yeah,
have hormones?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think some of the stuff that's being discussed in the chat, about getting to know the people in your community or in other people's communities, and you watch their videos because you know them. I don't paint, but I enjoy watching Evie paint because it's relaxing, and she may talk about some wisdom she has or share a scripture and I know Evie, so I watch them. It's
Yeah, and
not.
Abby's gonna start making cards so I can sell them in my store.
How cool is that?
And don't you
Hey.
think she should be signing her artwork?
Yes, she needs to develop
pen,
a
yeah.
signature. Yes, I agree. And
Gotcha, Abby.
that's not that type of stuff. There's no addiction component in that, and there's a lot of people that watch YouTube and are engaged in YouTube for that purpose. They get to know people, they enjoy what they do, or their content, or watching you buy antiques and telling us what they are and selling them in your booth. And
Well,
and
yeah,
then
we're learning. We're learning. If we see a glass vase with a basket with a,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? We know to put a flashlight in it. If it changes colors, grab it and start talking them down. And what to look for on a clasp if it's an antique, because I know I've been to these stores and I know there's people in there that know exactly what to look for, and I don't. And I wish I did, but I don't. So I watch her say this and this and this and this, and she looks stuff up. And yeah, that would be great to have that knowledge, but I learned just a little bit. And I guess if I ever found a piece of glass and I had a flashlight, I would be, Allison, should I get this for your shop? But
After a while, like I know, like I bought one yesterday, a platter. I had it in my 4-minute video. The lady was selling a green platter and she just thought it was antique glass. She did not realize it was uranium. And I got it for $20, and it's worth a lot more. but I could see it. Like, I know what the green uranium looks like, but I didn't know what yellow looked like. Like, it was a fluke thing that I found that. And I want to see pink and blue. I haven't found those. So I might have, but I just didn't know. But it's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, see, do you know what? I think that's a good thing. What you want, Alison, is you want friends, especially ones that live nearby, who when they spot things can send you a quick little photo. Like, you think
They have. I was going through antique stores and my friend Mary's like, I found the casserole that I found in one of my hauls when I was at home. And I said, Mary, do you want this one too? She goes, yeah, I'll get that. And Dennis wants you to get silver canisters. So I went through all the antique stores. Do you have the old 1950s silver canisters? So, yeah, I do have customers
yeah.
asking
So
me for
what
things.
do people do with those, the silver canisters?
They use them.
Oh, right. What do they use them for?
Flour, sugar,
Uh-huh.
coffee.
Oh, I see what that's on. Yeah.
Yeah, they're just metal, really. And then they have a lid that doesn't really have a seal, but it's tight. And usually a ball top.
Got it. Just Bobby, a ragged poet, is asking, has a new Rob been monetized? People are talking about Krista saying she plays at the normal speed. I've always been YouTubing with the AirPod, but if a family member's around, I'll turn it off. Oh, with the Nearpod. A Nearpod, if a family member is around, I'll turn it off. What is that?
Well, I have hearing aids, so I could be listening to anything right now. Like when you came on, I didn't know you were on. I could hear you when you said hello, but I was busy listening to a YouTube story.
Yeah.
And I was working.
Yeah.
So nobody knows I have it on.
Got it. Maybe a Nearpod. Is that like a UE boom, like an external speaker?
An ear pod.
Maybe he didn't mean to type the N. Maybe he meant earpod.
He might have, but it's a capital N. It's because what he's got is, yeah, for family members around, I'll turn it off. Okay, that's right. You're listening on an AirPod, but if people are around, well, then you just, be a decent family member and take it out. Be available for conversation. I don't speed them up because I've got audio processing disorder and usually rely on subtitles.
Yep.
Jennifer, I never listen at double speed. I only watch and give my time to those who I want to support. So I give my attention. Yeah, that's right. It's helped me to really get to know people and connect to them. That's
that
right,
has slowed me down is putting on subtitles. Like when my brain is on overload, and I know I can't process any faster, but if I put the subtitles on, it's like one of those breaks for me. Like, okay, Alison, slow down. And then I can enjoy it instead of worrying about what I'm missing.
Yeah, I know. It's a lot, isn't it? Jennifer saying she loves Chloe. Mike, sometimes with Rhonda's, I have to watch it 2 or 3 times before my brain will start to engage. Okay, Rhonda, you're not arguing with that kind gesture, are you?
You can watch it 2 or 3 times.
Yeah. Krista, I don't watch everything that some of my favorite YouTubers make, not everything they do a video on. I'm interested in. Exactly right.
True.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. I have to admit, I prefer to watch people I feel I know, usually strangers, and reserved for when I need to know how to fix something. And I avoid gurus. I love Kevin Colby, so he's not a guru. Yeah, exactly. We love Kevin. All right, what else has been happening this week, everyone?
I don't need surgery on my wrist.
Yay.
Hey.
So is it getting better, Evie? Is it feeling better?
Yeah, it's 2 weeks in, and it was reset. The bone is fractured in several places, or not several places, but into little bits of bone.
Yeah.
And so they didn't know if the bones would like adhere back. They said it's kind of like when you step on a potato chip, it breaks into a bunch of pieces. That's what my bone is like. And so they put a shot in my bone of my wrist, and which was really painful. And then they reset it. They pulled it out and changed the degree the way it was supposed to be. And I had a cast on that was over my elbow for 2 weeks. And now I wear this fiberglass one for 4 weeks and then go to a splint and physical therapy.
Yeah.
So no surgery, no pins. I'm glad about that. Very, very grateful because the doctor stayed late. The office was closed. He had 6 people assisting getting the first one done. And he could have just said, here's the splint, call for an appointment to schedule surgery. And he didn't do that. So I'm very fortunate. Very nice doctor.
Yep.
Well, I just got home at like 4 o'clock, 3:30 from Kansas. We drove, and my brother, he has his foot in a special, it looks like a boot, like we see people with boots, but they had to make it into a degree because he can't put any weight on his toes because he's had a toe amputated and he got an infection where that had been amputated years ago. And so they didn't want to take another toe. So for 6 weeks, this boot, it kind of holds his foot back, but he got an infection in his elbow. And so they had to do surgery on his elbow. So he's got his elbow in the walker. They made like this bar that goes up and you set it in. And then he's got the boot on his leg, on his right leg. And I'm just like, oh my God. It's just, I feel so bad for him.
Yeah. I'm just asking Lala about being in the bushes. What bushes?
I don't know what she means either.
Rural. Laurie Soul Circle, her channel is another one. I have to watch several times just to fully understand. Just want to make sure I understand the topic and can take it in. Her channel is another one. Who are we talking about who's got another channel?
They started it with asking about Rob.
Yeah. Okay, so there's only one Rob, right?
Right.
Vivacity with that, yep. Yeah. And Krista's in the bushes too. So, yeah, what else has been happening, everyone?
I'll be back.
I haven't made any new videos this week. I'm going to record a video this weekend, so I'm a little bit well behind the 8 ball. My boss has left work. He's had like a horrendous thing happen to him at work, and he has lost his job. And I absolutely really like him. He's such a great guy. So just for the last 2 or 3 weeks, it's like, I've been at work like till 6 and 7 at night.
Ugh.
And I'm like really, really zonkered. And hoping at some point like work might be like offering a little bit more money, for people doing more work and stuff like that. But this weekend is a little bit of a reset. So I've got my video ready to make, so I'm going to make that. But I've been kind of a little bit loopy and out of the loop, but I'm getting back in the loop because I do love YouTube. Bobby's starting the new channel. Right, so Bobby, what is your new channel name? You're missing some of the chat multitasking. I know, so bad. Just so bad. Yeah, it's really just been really, really awful. And then like when his boss is asking you like, how do you feel about that, knowing that my boss was really good friends with people who reported into him, really good, decent person. So it's just like, why are you asking me that? I'm not even sure how much I'm supposed to know. Well, you know what I mean? You know how sometimes these disciplinary things, get all like locked down, no one's allowed.
Yeah, they use the information.
Yeah, that's right. So I've just been trying to say things like, oh, well, these things happen in workplaces, don't they? And then when he probes again, I just repeat that and say, these things happen in workplaces, as in like people get unfairly terminated. And I just added, so we just all have to get on with it, don't we? So I just tried to like leave it really ambiguous.
If he keeps asking, I literally would come out and say, what do you want to know?
Yeah, I know.
Right.
I'm just like, what? And then I think he asked me the other day, and I just said, oh, it's a bummer, or something. And then he goes, right. I'm just like, what do you think, dude? It's just don't even ask.
He's asking. he's asking a little late. Why didn't he ask before he canned him how everybody felt
Yeah,
about him
exactly.
instead of doing it and then going back and asking?
Yeah, exactly. And guess what? I kind of, you know what I mean? I know how the conversation's going to go. If I've got one view, he's obviously got another view. You know what I mean? Like, there's no point. That's putting me in a very awkward situation where I'm just trying to, you know, like I'm trying to just be positive and do what needs to be done so that he doesn't think that people are grumpy and they're digging their toes in and they're sulking. You know what I mean? Like, that's what you do, right? You just have to get on with it and not put yourself in a bad position, because no one wants the little red dot to be on their head next. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If,
Right.
like, you know, like when
I
that
had-
kind of starts happening, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I had a boss I worked for 15 years. He came in the office one morning and he said, "They're going to fire me." And I knew he had insecurities because his job was such a high paying job that it could happen. And I just kind of disregarded him. And about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, he called me and he said, "Please know that you are my very first phone call to let you know, but they did fire me today."
Yeah.
And then, people are crying and they're asking me, like, I had the inside knowledge of why he was gone. And I found out later why he was gone, but I had no idea why he thought he was going to be fired. Turned out he deserved it, but I didn't know anything about it, And so it's just messy when somebody leaves unexpectedly, especially a well-liked person.
That's
And
right.
we're not given all the facts, and we're supposed to make a decision, and that's impossible to make a good decision without knowing everything.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just looking at Bobby's new channel, Broccoli and Toast. What is that about, Bobby? And maybe
cooking.
let's go there. I'll see if I can look her up. Broccoli and Toast. Right, share screen. No screen. No. Go there. Okay. Right. So I'll try and do entire screen. Can you guys see that yet or not?
No.
No.
Broccoli and Toast. If I've gone and spelt broccoli right. Broccoli and Toast. 8 subscribers. Okay, I'll go back and see if we can. You see now?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes.
Nice.
Stay weird.
God, Bobby, I absolutely love that. I love that. I just love your banner. I love your photo. I love your thumbnails. Look at that, girl.
That's
and
great.
you've got a new mic.
So that's Bobby.
That's Bobby.
I have one of those mics like that or similar to it, but you put your DJI mic on it, and I'll show it to you when we come back.
I've got my big honking mic and I don't use it. You saw it, Karen.
Yes.
I don't do videos at my desk, so
I absolutely love this.
Does she spell it Bobbi or Y?
Bobby.
Oh, okay.
Broccoli and Toast. I love that. I can do a stop share. Nice one. I love it. I bought it accidentally, but it's such a great toy. As I need to fill with something. Yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah.
So you just slip your mic into this piece right here. And then, so there's nothing, I mean, you can screw it onto something, but you can just hold it and it muffles your mic sound, not muffles, but kind of makes it softer. And it's like $16.99. I don't have it on straight, but yeah, I haven't used it yet. But it's cute because whenever I do a voiceover on my computer, it never sounds right. It always sounds kind of tinny. So I got this to hopefully alleviate that.
So sorry, what kind of mic is that? Did you clip that mic onto the thing, right? Have you got like a little,
Yeah.
is it like a little mini mic? What mic is
Yeah,
that?
like a DJI Mini.
Oh, is it
like
DJI
this.
DJI 2
Yeah, this
for your,
one has the little
your
bunny
Pocket 3?
tail or whatever they call it, but it's supposed to slip right. Is it magnetic too? But anyway, it clips in here. I don't have enough light to see how to clip it. Maybe,
Yep.
but you put it in here and then put this over the top. But this needs to come off first. But I haven't used it yet. I haven't done a voiceover since I got it. But I thought it was really fun looking.
Yeah. Here we go. It's about my healing journey and experiences of being diagnosed with autism and ADHD in my late 50s. What a fantastic idea for a channel, because that is a really trending topic right now.
Looks great, Bobby.
Sorry, Alison?
I said it looks great, Bobby. I was just looking it on my phone.
Yeah. Yeah. Just saying that we've got Jennifer saying that she is looking for a diagnosis soon, or just trying to find that there. Oh, here we go. Jennifer, I need to go and watch your diagnosis journey. I'll be evaluated for ADHD in June at age 55. Okay, yep. So you obviously think that you've got ADHD, Jennifer. A lot of people are actually getting diagnoses now, aren't they? You know, reflecting back at school and just how that whole experience went for them. And speaking of Bobby liking to hold something with her hands, do any of you guys ever hold your clip-on microphones with your hands just because it's something to do? Like it just feels more comfortable sometimes. Do you guys ever do that or never?
I don't
No.
use it with the mic, but I like something in my hands very much. And that's
Yeah,
one of the
fidget
reasons
toy.
why painting is good, because I always have something in my hand. And even if I talk before I paint, I've got something usually that I'm showing. Yeah, I don't like just sitting here talking with nothing.
Yeah. So what will you have in your hands if you're not painting and you've got your mic clipped on? What will you actually hold something
Fidget
else?
toy.
What's that,
Fidget-
Allison?
A fidget toy,
Oh.
like a sponge, like one of those rubbery sponges.
I'll usually put some stuff on my lap and have some stuff next to me, and then I'll pick it up and I'll show it and talk about it. And I'll read some scripture sometimes and then go into the painting portion of it. But yes, I like something in my hands.
I'll be right back, guys.
All right. Bobby's saying, I started the channel because I believe I can help others, even if it helps one person get diagnosed earlier, it would be worthwhile. So use it as a means of coping while recording. What about you, Rhonda? You never hold a microphone, do you? You've just always got it clipped.
Nope.
With
Yeah,
you,
clipped
Al,
on. Yeah.
clipped on. Yeah,
'Cause
no,
I would-
really, really.
Yeah. If I held it, I'd probably fidget with it, and then you could hear that on the mic, you know, that.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll be right back.
All right. No, I think, yes, I do, Krista. In the first video, I had a stone I was fiddling. But if you drop them, the noise is horrible. Exactly. But then you know what? There's your proof of humanness, Bobby. Then everyone will know that you're not an AI. But I think your settings just look gorgeous. The colors, everything. And Bobby, do you have a new phone? Like, I know that you've always said that I don't know, like the colors look quite beautiful that have come through. No wonder no one was Oh no, I really hate that. I don't know what that is. I don't know why that is. I don't know why we don't get to see all of the comments. What if I should
Yep,
just look at
I found out that's why I was coming up 3 times, is because it's being viewed on 3 channels. Down at the bottom,
Yes.
it told me that it's because it was being shown on 3 channels.
Right. Yeah.
But no, I don't have the tabs open.
Yep.
I've been limiting my typing so that everybody doesn't see my name the entire way up.
Yeah. I'm just going to quickly look up why it is that comments aren't coming up.
It says comments will be posted in multiple channels. The host is streaming to multiple YouTube channels. Your comment will be posted to each live chat.
Yeah, so that's what is supposed to happen. On StreamYard, some people's comments don't come up if the person is watching from the person other than the host. We don't see the comments. Okay, we'll just have a little quickie. Can you guys see that?
Yes.
Okay. It's pretty common with StreamYard. It comes down to permissions and platforms limitation. The viewer hasn't given permission. The viewer doesn't have to give permission to watch anyone's lives, so that doesn't seem relevant. Comments coming from a different destination. No, we're not multi-streaming. Facebook group, no. Guest versus host. Guest might see fewer or no comments. I mean, this is all not very helpful, is it? Temporary glitches. Make sure the StreamYard comment permission link before going live. Confirm. Okay, just put here. Streaming on YouTube. I'll just ask it one more question, but I do need to try and go to their help desk, I think, this week. StreamYard only pulls from the live chat. Well, yes. YouTube often defaults to top chat. Well, I don't think that's applicable. Your channel, I don't know, delay or drop messages. I don't know. I will commit to to contacting the StreamYard, because that's ridiculous. So what else has everyone been up to? How much longer have we got? We've got 5 or 6 minutes. Do you guys know what a really big topic was on Sheila from at Laugh Lines and Life Lessons? A really big topic. She just brought up the topic of friends when she said, you know how quite a few people are making videos about I don't have any friends? Have you guys been noticing that a lot of, us older people, there seem to be a few videos on that, and they seem to get a lot of views? Right. Well, there seems to be a whole trending topic. And so Sheila just mentioned, I don't have any friends. And so I just sort of went back and I just said, oh, what do you mean by friends? But then the whole chat just went off on friends and how people don't have friends and all that kind of stuff. I mean, isn't that interesting? It just literally, she kept moving topics and she was responding to things in the chat. But people were just really, really on and on about friends. I mean, I've had an interesting friend experience this week, just so I was quite intrigued. So I don't know, I've had that. Whose video did I watch? I think I watched a comment from Catherine Price. She might have commented on someone saying, yes, I got dumped by a friend 20 or 25 years ago and I was really heartbroken by it. We were best friends. So then I jumped in there going, same, about 15 years ago. And then it's just interesting that just recently I've had another person who I thought was a really, really good friend. And, they just, I don't know, just all these signals have then come up that they don't actually, when they come back to New Zealand, they've just moved away recently and just other things, we just kind of feel. So I've been talking to my husband about it and just going, weren't all the signals there? And she said all these things. But then actually when I would say to her during the year, we'd only see each other at Christmas time, and then I'd say, and she would say, let's catch up, the whole let's catch up thing, let's catch up sometime. And so then I then we started saying, oh, we didn't do it. Let's actually do it. Like 2 or 3 years ago, we started saying, let's actually do it now. Let's message each other. We only live like 20. This is the other thing. We only live like a 20-minute drive from each other. So it's ridiculous, really. So then I messaged her a couple of times 1 year in the last couple of years. And she was just too busy in doing things. And I was like trying to go, I can meet you after work, near your work. So I was like prepared to make all the effort. But it's just weird, isn't it? That some people will say the things, like they give you so many signals about how they, you're really like a sister from another mother, and they'll say all these things. And then you just kind of figure out, but they never actually want to meet up with me. And so then this person's now back in New Zealand and stuff like that. So I was talking to my husband about it, and he just goes, some people are just really complicated, aren't they? Like, I don't know. Like, what do you think? You know what I mean? Like, I just find it really weird. So I'm just kind of processing that, and then just having to park her as someone who I thought that actually we had a little bit of a special connection. So I was, I don't know. What do you guys think about the whole friend thing? Has that ever happened to you?
I don't consider myself to have tons of friends. I mean, because I kind of faded out of the kids' friends group.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
For one reason or another, I kind of disintegrated in that group. And so my friends were people from Chicago, from my old house, or childhood friends. So Abby's my only friend right here in my neighborhood.
Yeah. Well, that's right. I mean, most people don't have friends in their neighborhood,
But I am,
Right.
but it's, years ago, we used to like stop by your friend's house, pop in.
Yeah.
You can't do that anymore.
Right.
People get
And
all,
people move all over the place. They go to college and they leave. Families used to stay in their hometown and work the family business, or they'd go away to college and they would come back. And they don't do that anymore. Everybody is spread all across America or outside America. And so, family and work is what brings new people into our environment. And when you don't have the family extensions, like the kids bringing their friends or meeting the kids' parents, those go away. You don't work anymore, those go away. But I think it's good to just evolve and keep changing, because a lot of the friendships, unless they were from childhood, which I was raised on the West Coast, so they live far away, I still keep in contact, but I haven't seen them in many years. But it is what it is. It's not like it was when we were in high school, where you went to the movies and you went to the mall and you went, for a milkshake and those kinds of things. It changes. And when you're a young mom, you have the same sleepless nights and you have something in common with someone else that's going through the same thing. And the older we get, the less commonality we have, and we evolve into we mature and we grow into ourselves, where we've learned to entertain ourselves and not have to have so much interaction with other people.
I have to second that, because now that I'm like working at the antique gallery, I'm one of the oldest people there. And I can't tolerate, I want to be friends with people, but I can't tolerate the child cutthroat games people play. I thought somebody was my friend, and then she told me, she's of my age bracket, and told me, you don't want to trust anybody here. I'm telling you, I've been here over 20 years. And I just keep to myself. Like, any information I hear just stays with me. It just kind of like, I don't need to get involved. But then I find out she went and opened a new booth somewhere else, but she didn't tell me. And I'm thinking to myself, I thought we were friends. Like, that's something you would tell, it's like big news in your life. And I
guess it's competition.
I don't know. I mean, I would have been a cheerleader for her. And now tomorrow's going to be very awkward, because I have to work with her and she doesn't talk to me now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't like the games. I'd rather play with you guys online and talk because we have meaningful conversations.
Yeah. I mean, as Jennifer's saying, different phases and chapters of life change the dynamics of friendships. Retired Red. Yep, we're leery. More reclusive and introverted as I've aged. The other thing too that I put in the comments of that live is that I said sometimes too, like, you know, if your partner is your bestie, you know what I mean, and you have fun, you have that social interaction, and then, you know what I mean? It's like you don't necessarily notice a friend gap in your day-to-day life as well, right? Because you're, you know, like you're busy during the day, you could be working, and then so home is for a bit more like downtime. You've got the socializing with your partner. The last thing we want to do is like necessarily like, you know, dress up and go to the movies, you know, for better or for worse. You know what I mean? Like, you know, Catherine saying lifelong friends back in, is that Texas, TX?
Yeah.
Have more or less forgotten about us. I'm usually the one who reaches out. Yeah, we do notice who, you know, that the balance, right? Like not, I don't know. I only notice it if it really becomes obvious. Like I'm not like keeping score until I feel like, oh, actually that could be a sign. You know what I mean? Like that want to be friends more than they do.
And even back when I was being raised, it was like my grandparents usually stayed home unless there was a special occasion reason for them to leave and come to our house. The younger people always went to see them because older people tend to stay at home more. And a lot of us like it better that way to be at home.
I think the pandemic did a number on how we socialize.
It did.
Because that's when I became very introverted. I would tell my therapist all the time, this is never going to end. We're all going to stay home for the rest of our lives. Nobody's going to leave. And he kept saying, would you stop saying that?
Yeah, but do you know what though? I've definitely heard like a few, I don't know, commentator people or I don't know, maybe big YouTubers or something. It's come up randomly in conversations where they've said the world did change.
Sorry, that was my mom.
Is that your mom?
That's worse than my mom.
It says danger. This call is from your mother.
My gosh, that is funny.
Even your phone is afraid to pick up.
Yeah. That's why we love you, Alison. You bring the party. You bring the party. At the Joanna Jones, I divorced over 15 years ago, and I was surprised how my friends dropped off. I didn't realize there were a fair breadth of friends, and when the dust settled, the remaining two are such divine humans. Do you know what else as well? This is, you know how like with kids, right? Like when they're little, and let's say there's a birthday party or something like that, and you know they don't get invited, or they tend to sometimes not get invited to things or something. But it's just an interesting one that I don't think that people are realizing that when we ignore somebody or we don't like, you know,
include them,
give love to somebody,
Encourage.
I think, encourage and be a supportive, like fellow human being. I don't always think that we're realizing the cumulative effect of other people doing that as well. Like, for example, when couples break up, you know, like if someone's not reaching out, you know, we don't realize that, well, actually, there's probably a half a dozen other people, you know what I mean? It's a cumulative effect. We don't, or when a loved one passes away, like Evie, you know, like with your daughter or something, you know, if people are awkward or they're feeling so bad and, you know, and they don't want to reach out or something. Well, if, I don't know, how's that going to be for you if half a dozen of your friends have that initial reaction or something? Do you know what I mean? Because
I think when there's when there's a divorce, people don't want to take sides. They just don't, and so they choose to not.
They better take mine.
Come around at all.
You hear that, all of you? You better take mine.
Well, I don't know him, so
I know Ephraim.
I'll
and I'm
take
going
that side.
to.
I've met him. He's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joanne, it's really been a blessing, even though I didn't feel like that at the time. Yeah. All right, we're on our last couple of minutes before we wrap up. At the YouTube Police 29, Rhonda,
Yes,
do you know? At the YouTube Police 29,
I do. Gary, yeah.
Gary. Hey, Gary. Gary is saying, "What is up?" And at
Dora's
Dana,
on. Dora's on. She's been sick and she's on vacation still.
Okay, is it Bali? Is she in Bali?
Yeah, she's in
Yeah.
Bali.
Yeah. Hello, Dora. Hope you're feeling better there, girl. And who is at Dana the Cookie Mum? Who do you any of you guys know Dana?
Dana's the cookie mom is someone that I got to know from Sally's channel. She just started a new channel and she makes fabulous cookies.
Wow. Okay. Every time I watch a bit of a cooking thing, I have to say, I then do tend to go off and bake something. Sup, Panello. All right, just wrapping this up here. Hello, CL, Fantasy Waves. I think ADHD coming to the forefront in the middle years plays a role for many women too. Yeah, absolutely. My kids' generation wants the grandies to come to them. My kids' generation wants the grands. Do you mean like in terms of like they don't necessarily want to visit, but they want us to make the effort? Scrolling down, just got a call lurking for a bit.
I have to go make brownies for tomorrow.
Yes. All right, me lovelies. I think people do forget. Have a wonderful Easter weekend. Yes, Krista. You too. I think people do forget to hit like. Happy Easter. We put the clocks back tomorrow. Right. Oh, yes, we do. That's right.
What?
In New Zealand, we're putting the clocks back. We're putting the clocks back.
So will that change our time for our live again?
No, absolutely not. No.
Makes sense to me.
I just thought I would ask.
You know what? Okay, before we go, should we make the date for when we're going to make our 1 year anniversary for group lives?
Yeah.
Should we make a date now?
Sure.
If anyone wants to call out a date, I'm good with that date.
Well, when is the date?
Well, I don't know when the date is, but it's in April. So I'm just wondering, do we want to sort of go for the next 2 or 3 weeks? Like pick a date.
Why don't we do the last Friday in April?
That sounds very good, Leo.
I won't be here next week.
Okay.
I'm going on a ladies' retreat.
Would that make it the 24th for you guys if we make like a bit of a 1 year anniversary for these group lives?
Yeah. Are we going to try to get Susan and?
I think Susan's the only other one. I mean, Peter was there, but there was me, you, Paula, Susan. Wasn't it just the 4 of us? Wasn't it that very first one, and then the initial
very first one?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll try and get Peter on. Peter, Susan. Thank you, YouTube Police. Thanks for popping in. Dana is amazing. Oh, I've got her channel. I'll go and look at her videos. So exciting, 1 year.
Yeah. She just started her YouTube channel.
And honestly, if any of you guys, I say this every week, but Jennifer or Laurie or Bobby, Krista, if any of you guys want to join us for that, please just drop us an email so we'll get like a group. Brenda, yes. She was
on one of the first lives.
She was. She wasn't on very many, but she was on one of the first lives. So I'll ask her. People are here from all walks of life. Absolutely. I'd love to join you. Yes, Bobby. Okay. We will have you on. Yep, we'll make that happen. How would I do that? So Jennifer, I will just send you a link. We'll just hook up on actually we're on WhatsApp together anyway. So if we just give each other, I'll send you my email address and we'll line you up if you can do that. That would be amazing, because we did plan for early this year, didn't we, for you to come on and face my Drake crossing. Okay. What's the Drake crossing? Is that the that must be the word for the, what do you call it? The big hard thing to do. All right. Brenda probably can't make it as her mother is living with her and her husband, and she's on respite care for cancer. Oh gosh, that's really, really tough to go from her mum being so unwell to her dad through Zoom. No, so I would I'll send you the StreamYard link. So you just click that link. But then you want to, if you want to live stream to your channel, you've got to click that link. Let StreamYard hook up with your YouTube channel if you want to stream live, which will be pretty fun, because then you know, your subscribers get to see a different side of you too, and they get to meet some of your friends. But yes, that's right. We did. All right. Okay, so we've got a plan. We're going to go for
That's going to be the 24th, right?
24th, yes, the 24th in America and Canada, and the 25th for me and Bobby in New Zealand. Great. Yeah, join on the 1 year. Amazing. All right. So we've got Krista. Hopefully we might have Jennifer. But yeah, anyone else, just drop us an email. And with that, should we say farewell to each other?
Bye, guys.
Nice.
Have
Thank
a
you so
good
much
week.
for your time and contribution. Have a lovely rest of your weekend. Happy Easter, everyone.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.